In the video, we can see that Equality Now's definition or belief of feminism is that women should have equal rights alongside men. Feminism for Equality Now is basically that the more equal footing that men and women are on, the happier and more imbalanced the world is for men and women alike.
Equality Now was created in 1992 by 3 attorneys from the United States, South Africa, and Iran because they believed acts of violence against women were violations of fundamental human rights. In 2000, they opened their Africa regional office in Kenya, and in 2004, they opened another office in London, England. Equality Now works for the protection and promotion of the human rights of the women and girls around the world. They also document violence and discrimination against women and mobilizes international action to support efforts to stop these abuses. The 4 main categories that Equality Now focuses on are discrimination in law, sexual violence, female genital mutilation, and trafficking.
We'll start with discrimination in law, which basically means women are not getting the same rights as men all over the world. Changing these discriminatory laws may not get rid of the discrimination and create equality right away, but without these changes, women and girls still remain vulnerable. Equality Now calls for the repeal of all laws that discriminate against women in accordance with international and regional human rights standards, and for women's access to justice in all levels.
Discrimination in law relates to our class readings as we discuss equal rights for women, especially in the family and work section. Equality Now wishes to have equal rights and equal justice for women, and in the family and work section we discuss what has changed for women after the Equal Pay Act. In that section of the readings, we also discuss pregnancy and how that has affected women in the past. They were not paid as well as men, and some were fired for it. Since then, women's rights have become much better and equal alongside men. This is something Equality Now wishes to see in other countries, and not just the United States, and most definitely supports it. Sexual violence happens all around the world to women of all kinds, ages, and backgrounds. Equality Now works to end sexual violence and also opposes the glamorization and promotion of sexual violence against women and girls in the media and works to change the negative stereotypes of women and girls that contribute to their objectification.
Known as FGM for short, this harmful traditional practice involves the cutting of part or all of the female genitalia.
FGM is really a tool to subjugate women in general, and in particular to suppress her sexuality, to ensure her virginity until marriage.
Female genital mutilation, or FGM, is something that we do not see as much of in the US as in other countries, but is an issue that Equality Now focuses on. Female genital mutilation can be defined as a harmful traditional practice that involves the partial or total removal of the female genitalia.
Ready.
Between 100 and 140 million girls and women have undergone FGM. FGM ranges from clitoridectomy, excision, and infibulation. No one is sure how many deaths have occurred through FGM.
In our class readings, we discuss sexual violence directly. Female genital mutilation is an act of extreme sexual violence. In other countries, where it is a more common practice, women do not have the same rights as men. While we mostly focus on sexual violence and rape culture in the United States in our readings, the two are still connected. As it is sometimes part of a country's culture to do female genital mutilation, that country's society may very well have a rape culture more intense than any rape culture we have in the United States. If there is nothing to prevent women from being mutilated, then the women in that country do not have the same rights as men, and this is something Equality Now is definitely against.
Sex trafficking is a form of human trafficking. There is not one country, unfortunately, in the world that is not either a source, destination, or transit country for sex trafficking.
Trafficking in persons shall mean the recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring, or receipt of persons by means of threat or use of force or other forms of coercion, of abduction, of fraud, of deception, of the abuse of power, or of a position of vulnerability, or of the giving or receiving of payments of benefits to achieve the consent of a person having control of another person for the purpose of exploitation. Equality Now supports the battle against sex trafficking, which is in a way related to sexual violence, which is in our readings, and is generally an abuse of women. This also relates to the readings on violence and rape culture, as rape culture and sex trafficking are deeply related. Sex trafficking is very dangerous and may involve rape or even violence. The people who participate in sex trafficking may themselves believe that women or men deserve to be raped. The United States itself is a participant in sex trafficking in one form or another, whether it be from the receiving or exporting end of deals. Ways to get involved include writing a letter, circulating a petition, contacting your government, informing the media, organizing a public event, raising funds, spreading the word, and supporting Equality Now.